just how we've approached things. Traditional enterprise software is designed very top-down. You design for the IT person or the CIO or a small group of decision makers in a company, and then they push that out to the rest of the users. And we see some problems with that. You know, first of all, the point of view of these users is different. The sort of the priorities for them and the reasons why they're using the software are often different. And then sort of as we get into the mobile space and what's happening in consumer tech, the problem becomes even more glaring. So you're missing out on the sort of proliferation of devices. Again, this is true in businesses as well as schools. So students have all kinds of devices that they are now able to make use of. They have smartphones, they have tablets, they have PCs that they carry with them. There are computers in the lab, computers in the library, computers at home. And not being able to take advantage of that is really a shame. We are, as parents, investing in all of these technology options, and we need apps that make use of that really make it relevant. So that the application piece, you want to be able to take advantage of that. There's just a tremendous amount of great apps out there that people want to be able to make use of, that people should make use of, you know, in technology and education. and app stores, excuse me, app stores as a way to reach that audience is just fantastic. For us, for Evernote, when the app stores first launched, we saw a tremendous amount of raised usage, of upticks in the number of registrations and how people interact with Evernote. The app stores have been a great equalizer in letting great software come out and get directly into the hands of the users, and we've certainly done great with that. And so all of this leads to expectations in the consumer space that are really just higher than ever. And so we see students and teachers, particularly students, as consumers. They are our audience. It is not the IT administrator or the school board that we're trying to target with this. We want to work with them to make it possible to deploy these applications, to make it something that they're comfortable with. But ultimately, it's the consumer that decides, and that's the student and the teacher deciding that this is a great application, this really helps me out, it improves the state of our lives, the state of education, and our whole learning process. And so that's really what we focused on. We are a consumer tech company, and we see a great use for this in education. So there's our flipping of the equation, if you will. We are putting the decision, you know, back in the hands of the consumer, and then asking IT for help in deploying that. And in the industry, this generally gets referred to as the consumerization of IT. People bringing their devices into work and then wanting to be able to use them, and the same thing with students. So, you know, anytime anybody does a talk, especially around the Silicon Valley, you've got to have some sort of graph in it, and because every graph should go up and to the right. I'm not going to try to be different on that one. We just have to figure out what we're going to put on there, but it's going to go up and to the right. So let's try knowledge and time and say, over time, I should get smarter. I'm in school, I'm learning, I'm understanding more information, I'm assimilating what the teacher is doing, I'm out in life, learning how to get along with people, and maybe I'm doing internships. So in general, this is what I'm doing. I'm improving my knowledge base, my state of my wisdom over time. But what really happens? I go through the school year, and then I take the summer off. And so now I forget a whole bunch of stuff. Not only do I forget it, but all of those notes that I took are in a notebook that goes into a file drawer somewhere. It goes into my parents' attic, and I can't find it. I don't know where it is. It's not like I can search on it, type something in a computer, and have it pop up the page where it is, because nothing's indexed. So every year I'm starting over, and that's starting over with a new set of tools. So whatever the apps that are being used and the methodology for how we're building that, how we're building our knowledge base and working on projects. And I lose that whole knowledge base. I've spent all this time and effort learning. We take quizzes, exams, we do projects, and yet every year I lose all that time in the summer. And this isn't just true of students in schools. As a professional, if I take some time off, or I switch jobs, and maybe I go back to programming, that I took in college and I haven't done in years. I'm missing all that stuff. The books I had aren't relevant. I don't even know where they are anymore. My notes from my classes from my computer science are inaccessible. So you get this restart all the time that doesn't make sense. It's not something that you want to do. You're missing out on this accumulated knowledge that you have. So we really feel like Evernote solves this problem. Evernote makes it so that you can keep your knowledge base with you. It's your repository, your stored set of information and your memories that really now become tremendously valuable to you. They're very accessible. And this is what Evernote does. It is your external brain. It's your place that you can trust to put your information so that you can use it and keep using it forever, really. And